The chandelier lights in the grand ballroom of the Austin Four Seasons twinkled like distant stars, casting a golden glow over the sea of guests in their finest suits and gowns. Laughter bubbled up from every corner. Glasses clinked in toasts to forever, and the string quartet wove melodies that promised endless happiness. But as I stood there in my ivory lace gown, bouquet of white roses trembling in my hands, my mother slipped a folded check into my palm. $75,000. Her whisper cut through the joy like a hidden blade. "Don't thank your father." The words hung in the air, heavy and unexplained, turning my perfect day into a fragile illusion. I froze, the weight of it pressing against my chest, as if the room itself had begun to close in. My name is Sophia Reynolds, and in that moment, the family I'd always trusted started to unravel like a poorly knit sweater. Across the polished dance floor, my father, Robert, lifted his champagne flute toward me, his smile broad and genuine, or so I thought. He looked every bit the successful tech entrepreneur in his tailored black suit, silver streaks in his hair adding to his distinguished air. But Mom's words echoed, poisoning the scene. Margaret, my mother, had always been the steady one after their messy divorce 12 years ago, the one who balanced the books, who broke the news when promises fell through. 8 years back, when I'd been accepted to Stanford's psychology program, Dad had sworn he'd cover the costs. 75 grand for tuition, books, and dorm. But the money never came. Mom had sat me down in our modest Seattle suburb home, her eyes averted, saying Dad had backed out. Business troubles, she claimed. I dropped out after 1 semester, my dreams crumbling like dry leaves underfoot. Now, here she was, handing me the exact amount on my wedding day, her navy satin dress hiding the slight shake in her hands as she murmured, "We'll talk later, sweetie. Just smile for the pictures." Later? The word burned. I scanned the room, spotting my stepbrother, Ethan, lounging at a table with his latest girlfriend, scrolling through his phone, probably flaunting photos from his gap year in Madrid or his backpacking stint in Thailand. He was always the golden boy, Mom's stepson from her marriage to Victor, a mid-level accountant who'd swept her off her feet post-divorce. Ethan's life was a highlight reel on Instagram: exotic beaches, trendy cafes, new gadgets. While I'd scraped by on minimum wage gigs, he'd jetted off without a care. The father-daughter dance was announced, the DJ's voice booming over the speakers. Dad approached, arms open, his cologne a familiar comfort from childhood visits. "You look stunning, kiddo," he said, pulling me into the sway of an old Sinatra tune. "Proud of you for making it on your own, despite the detours." Detours? The word stung like salt in a fresh cut. "You mean despite dropping out because the money never showed?" My voice was low, but the tension rippled through our steps. His brow creased. "What money? The 75 I wired to your mom for Stanford? She said you chose a different route, something about starting a freelance gig, being independent." The music swelled, but my world tilted. "I never saw a dime. Dad, Mom said you never sent it." His face drained of color, his grip tightening on my hand. Through the crowd, I caught Mom's eye, her smile fixed, but something fractured behind it. Ethan's laughter rang out from his table, oblivious. The song faded. Applause rippled. But inside me, a storm brewed. 8 years of silence, of swallowed hurt, suddenly demanded answers. Flashback to that crisp autumn morning 8 years ago, when I was 18 and the world felt conquerable. The acceptance letter from Stanford lay on the kitchen table in our Bellevue home, sunlight glinting off the envelope like a promise. I'd crunched the numbers obsessively. 75,000 for 4 years of psych classes, labs, and late-night debates on human behavior. Dad's got it covered, Mom assured me, stirring her coffee as Victor and Ethan chattered about weekend plans. She'd remarried Victor 2 years after the divorce, upgrading us to a bigger house with a view of Lake Washington. Everything seemed stable. Your father's transferring it to me for easier handling, she added, not quite meeting my gaze. I nodded, trusting her implicitly. Why wouldn't I? She was Mom, my anchor through the custody battles and awkward holidays. That first semester at Stanford was magic. I dove into lectures on cognitive dissonance, abnormal psych, the intricacies of trauma and resilience. My prof praised my insights, saying I had a gift for empathy. I made friends in the dorms, joined a study group, even started seeing a fellow freshman, a bio major named Lucas. Life pulsed with potential. Then, mid-December, the registrar's office summoned me. Miss Reynolds, your tuition's unpaid. Accounts frozen. My laugh was disbelieving. Impossible, check again. But the screen didn't lie. Zero balance. No finals. No credits. No spring registration without payment. I called Mom from the campus parking lot, rain pattering on my windshield like accusations. Oh, honey, she sighed, voice thick. Your father. He didn't send it. I've been pushing. But his company's tanking. He needs time. Time? I sobbed, packing my room in a blur. My roommate Mia hugging me goodbye with promises I'd return. But I didn't. Spring came. And Mom said Dad had ghosted, changed numbers, ignored emails. When I tracked his office line, his assistant claimed he was overseas on business. My messages bounced. Home life shifted subtly, unnervingly. Victor lost his job. Mom whispered, money tight. Yet Ethan announced a scholarship for a year abroad in Spain. How? I asked over dinner, staring at glossy brochures of Barcelona while pushing canned soup around my bowl. Full ride, Victor snapped. Too quick. Kid's a genius. Ethan's smirk grated. His grades were average at best. I took a barista job at a local Starbucks. 4 a.m. Shifts steaming milk and forcing smiles. Afternoons at a bookstore, shelving novels I'd never have time to read. Every paycheck, Mom appeared, just for bills. Soft. Until Victor rebounds. His LinkedIn showed a new gig months later. But the requests didn't stop. Ethan's Insta exploded with tapas in Madrid, parties in Ibiza, tags hidden on designer gear. Exhaustion blurred the edges. I couldn't connect the dots. Dad had bailed, that was my narrative. Mom was struggling, Ethan lucky. 8 years of that lie. Textbooks gathering dust in my old room like ghosts of what could have been. Those lost years bled into one another. A monotonous grind that chipped away at my soul. 19. 20. 21. Birthdays marked by extra shifts, not celebrations. High school pals posted cap and gown pics. I mastered the deflect, taking my own road. Alarm at 3:45 a.m. Dark drives to Starbucks. Burns from hasty lattes. Customers barking orders like I was machinery. Manager Carla pitted me, you're sharp. Sophia, why here? Desperation. That's why. 8 hours later, I'd switched to the bookstore, alphabetizing shelves until closing. Feet throbbing. Mom's texts pinged during breaks, grab eggs. Bread, use your discount. 20% off meant I footed most groceries. Spreadsheets on my phone tracked it all. $350 for rent share. $200 for utilities. $400 vanishing into family emergencies. Temporary. I told myself. But it stretched eternal. Ethan returned from Spain, then off to Thailand for cultural immersion. His posts, elephant sanctuaries, beach villas, while I ate PB&J to save pennies. Isolation gnawed deepest. Mia faded, Lucas ghosted. Dad's sporadic cards, proud of your path. Each felt like mockery. I fired back once, what path? You ruined it. His reply, your mom said you're thriving alternatively. Alternative? Survival. Family dinners were theater, Victor boasting audits. Ethan regaling with travel tales. Mom nodding while glancing at me with unreadable eyes. Guilt? Pity? Sophia's 24. Victor sneered one night. Slicing steak I'd bought. Time to fly the nest. With what? I bit back. Mom's knife clattered. She helps us. Victor. Family first. His glare could have scorched earth. Ethan smirked. Booking flights on his phone. I escaped at 26 to a dingy Seattle apartment with roommates. But Mom's calls persisted, sobs about bills. Guilting $300 monthly. Promoted to shift lead at Starbucks, more hassle. Scant raise. Bookstore swapped for retail at Macy's. This was it. My ceiling. Until I met Alexander at a mutual friend's lake barbecue. He saw past the fatigue. Loved the fighter in me. His parents chipped in for the wedding dress. I had zilch saved. Now. On that day, the check ignited truth's fuse. Cocktail hour dragged. My smile plastered as I watched them, Dad charming aunts. Mom dodging his stares. Ethan preening. The check scorched my purse like contraband. You good? Alexander murmured. His hand warm on my back. Overwhelmed, I lied. Pecking his cheek. He knew fragments, financial woes derailed college, but not this abyss. Dinner seated us with family views, Mom. Victor. Ethan one side, Dad opposite. Tension thick as fog. Best man's toast midway. Dad approached, soft. A word? Proof here. Mom materialized, Robert. Not now. His tone iced, now's perfect. She deserves truth. He scrolled his phone, January 2016 transfer. $75,000 to Mom's account. Memo Sophia's Stanford Fund. My breath hitched. Emails followed, Mom's lies, Sophia's gap year, alternative ventures thriving. Each fabrication kept Dad distant. Me believing abandonment. Meanwhile, Ethan's Spain payment, $18,000 from Mom's account. Weeks after Dad's wire. The ballroom hushed, guests whispered. Alexander rose, private room. No, I snapped. 8 years hidden out now. Pointing at Mom, explained stealing my future for his vacations. Ethan paled, scholarships. She said. Victor flushed, family needed it. Mom crumbled, Victor's firm tanked, house at risk. Ethan spot locked. Thought I'd repay quick. But she didn't. Lies snowballed. The bridal suite turned tribunal. I paced in my gown. Dad's phone unveiling more. Forged loans in my name, $35,000 student aid never seen. Pocketed by Mom. Credit cards. Investments siphoned. Protection, she whimpered. Dad roared, you made her hate me. Ethan cracked, no investments? All hers. Silence condemned. Alexander. My attorney husband. Listed felonies, fraud. Theft. Forgery. Up to decades behind bars. Mom sobbed, Victor stonewalled, Ethan retched. I waved the check, guilt payout? Mortgaged your house. Victor's nod, complicit. You all knew I accused. Watched me break while he partied. Dad, lawyers tomorrow. A knock, coordinator fretting guests. I straightened, cake cutting proceeds. Smile. All. You stole years, not this day. But dawn brought reckoning. Honeymoon postponed. We met in Clara Thompson's sleek Seattle firm. 50-ish. Sharp as tacks. She dissected, fraud web mail. Wire. Identity theft. Felonies galore. Documents piled, transfers. Fakes. My spreadsheets tallying $85,000 extorted. Ethan's Insta juxtaposed my shifts. Luxury tours. No credits, Alexander noted. More. Mom's investments in my name. $25,000 gains withdrawn. Total theft, near $220,000. Texts flooded, Mom pleading. Victor threatening. Ethan remorseful. Clara, criminal or civil? Both, I decided. Signing as she froze assets. Blocking Mom's booked Belize tickets, non-extradition haven. The hearing in King County Courthouse buzzed with reporters. Mom looked shattered. Her lawyer fumbling. Judge Ellis reviewed. Grave crimes. Clara presented. Thefts. Forgeries. Ethan's trips funded by my dreams. Dad testified. Thought she rejected me. I recounted burns. Exhaustion. Lost weddings, voice steady. Eyes on Mom. She guilt every dollar while booking his flights. Judge froze assets. Referred federally. Mom stood. Systematic destruction of your future. Restitution. $300,000 sought. Ethan rose. I'll repay. Noted. But her burden. Outside. I faced Mike's 8 years believing abandonment. Today. Justice. Power surged. Victim no more. Months later. Settlement. $280,000. House sold. Retirement rated. Ethan chipped $40,000 from savings. Mom pled guilty. Probation. Service. Conviction scar. Divorced Victor, clerking groceries in Tacoma. Dad added $80,000 for lost time. I bought my old Starbucks. Rebranded Resilient Brew, free tutoring. Internships. Scholarships. Expanded to 2 spots. Funding 10 educations. Ethan managed 1. Earning legit. Mom's note, stronger than me. Trashed it. Forgiveness? Too busy thriving. The check framed, truth's cost, $75,000. Freedom, invaluable. Betrayal planted resilience. I bloomed unbreakable.